I want to start off today talking about officiants and the different types of officiants that you would need in order to get married in New York City. So first off, New York City maintains a registry of people, religious or otherwise, who are legally able to sign your marriage license. And those people are called officiants. So you have the choice of, if you are not going to be going to City Hall itself, although I guess they technically act like an officiant, and to sign and do a ceremony for you, you then have the option of hiring an officiant who can perform the ceremony anywhere else in the city for you. This could be at a house of worship. It could be a member of the clergy. It could be a friend who simply got registered for one day. They have these new one-day registrations to be an officiant. It could be a professional officiant. There are quite a few that I know who do an amazing job crafting just really beautiful ceremonies, talking about the couple and including readings and that type of thing. So there you have choices depending upon what your preference is. And even for elopements, I've had ceremonies done, very small though, but at houses of worship. So you can certainly go that religious approach at a house of worship, or even in, say, Central Park. I've had a few Jewish wedding ceremonies there where people brought in their own huppah. Of course, you have to take it out with you when you leave. But that's certainly a possibility too. If the idea of getting married at house of worship doesn't appeal to you, or it's just not possible for some reason, you can certainly get married even in Central Park. I know Catholics would have to be getting married in a Catholic church, but aside from that, I don't know the specifics on that, but you can certainly get married in New York City by a religious officiant. And unlike other places, you don't need to do a religious and then a civil marriage unless they're not registered, but I think most are registered. It's really easy to do that. If someone's marrying people a lot, they're going to be registered with the city of New York. So not only can they sign and perform your religious ceremony and provide whatever certificate their religion will give you, they can also then sign that license, which goes back to wherever you got it. So either it's one of the Manhattan marriage bureaus, you mail it back in or bring it there, or if you got your license in another part of New York State, you'd have to bring it or mail it back there. But you have options, and certainly an officiant allows you to be married outside of the marriage bureau's operating hours. So that's on weekends, anywhere in the city. And that's a wonderful option. I would say pricing likely starts off at $200 for somebody to come and maybe just sign it for you. That would be just like a license signing, which you can certainly do because there's no requirement for a ceremony. So that can be an option for a lot of people if you really just wanted, say, City Hall, in terms of like the brevity, shall we say, of the ceremony and process. But you want to get married on a weekend, you can just hire an officiant to meet you in the park or your house or someplace and just simply sign it for you. There's no requirement for a ceremony. Or they can perform a short ceremony like City Hall, which is what I typically do. I'm also registered as an officiant, so I can marry you and take your wedding photos even at the same time, or I can just simply serve as a backup officiant if somebody can't make it, or if just something else falls through. And that can be just a really short ceremony. Now, something that I really can't do is put together like a really well-crafted, beautiful, personalized ceremony. That's just not my area of expertise. You're going to want to then hire somebody who is an officiant. That is what they do. Some even specialize in helping you create your own vows. There's also a woman who does just strictly vows, a vow whisperer. So there are people that can help you craft a beautiful ceremony if that's important to you. And it is for some of my couples, especially if you're having like a group of people, they've arrived and they probably wouldn't just want to see a license signing. That would maybe be a little boring for them. So if you're having an intimate wedding and you want to create a ceremony, then you're going to want to have an officiant, more than likely, more than just me. Although I've done some larger groupings, which is just kind of entertaining, but you're probably going to want to hire somebody who's going to come up with a proper ceremony for you and can also sign your license and help you work on your vows and maybe incorporate some readings with some of your guests. So there are a lot of different ways that you can do this, but you do need somebody to sign, essentially to execute that license for you. Then you or that person will return it to the marriage bureau, and then within about 4 to 6 weeks, you will receive your actual certificate, which proves that you're married. You can then order copies. I'll talk about this more in another video, get an apostille if you need to have it recognized by another country. And if you don't get it within about 2 months, you definitely want to contact them and let them know something's not right, because you should have it. And if you don't, then you need to investigate why. I always take a just a quick picture. You should do the same of that license to make sure that it doesn't get lost in the mail.